Hey everybody, so I'm gonna walk y'all through 4 pairs that I'm looking at this week. It's just under 1100 pips that I see potentially on the table. So let's go ahead, let's tune into the video. Good morning. Happy Saturday to you. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you had a profitable week. I am gonna look at 3 or maybe 4 pairs. And to start, I'll just highlight at a high level what I'm thinking for each of these. And so I'm using Smart Trader today, and I'll walk you through marking up 1 pair at the end of this video. So you want to make sure that you stay tuned so you can understand how I got to my hypothesis on that specific pair. All right. And so I am using Smart Trader today. If you want to follow along, or if you want to try it out, you can by clicking the link in the video description. You can do it for 30 days, $4.95. You could try it out for. And I really like the tool. I'll show you as we move through these charts why I like it and why it makes marking up the charts a little bit faster. Okay. And so I'm starting out with CHF JPY. On this pair, on the short term, I see a potential reversal. If we don't hit this D extension up here at the top, this red, then I see the potential for price to make a deeper retracement before going back up to complete that sequence. And so if you're new to the channel, I am a heavily based fib trader. And so what you see right here highlighted is the Fibonacci tool. And it's one of the things about Smart Trader that I love is the Smart Fib tool. So if you're, again, new to the channel and you don't understand how I trade with the Fibonacci tool, inside of this A and this B, so A low, B high, we had what we call a shallow retracement on the 15-minute, right? And so a lot of times when we have that shallow retracement, we'll see price stall out at the 118, which is here in green, or the 127. And then we'll see price break down, make a deeper retracement, at least to the 38.2, and then continue to its matching D extension. So the reason that these levels have colors is because that's where we anticipate, the reason that these levels have colors inside, so everything between the A and the B boundary is what we call a retracement level. I like to think of it as a potential entry, and everything outside of the A and B, so up here, this red, this blue, and this green, those are what we call Fibonacci extension levels, which I like to think of as take profit levels. And so when we have a shallow retracement, a lot of the time what we see is that price stalls out right about this area. If it doesn't hit the D extension, then and it starts to break down, we typically see it make a move to the downside, at least to the 38.2, but it's very possible that I could do a deeper retracement. To trade conservatively, I only look at the 38.2. Sometimes if I'm feeling risky, I might write it out. But for this setup, I think this is about 150 pips. If we get price to push up that high, I've got my trend line here on the 15-minute because I'm waiting for a break and a backside retest before I look at potentially entering. So the way that I've got this set up now, let's say price were to push up, continue pushing up, but didn't hit this D extension, I would be looking at about 143 pips. Now, if we start to get price breaking down right about here, then that's, of course, a less amount of pips that you're looking at. But what I'm looking for is potentially price to push up and then for it to start to break down. So I would gather that this is at least 100 pip short-term opportunity. Yeah, 113 pips. You see it right there. Okay. So the next potential opportunity that I'm looking at is GBP JPY. I'm also on the 15-minute on this one too. Now I've done a higher time frame analysis, which has led me to my hypothesis. And I suggest that you do it as well. But for the purpose of this video, I have already done that. So like I said, at the end, I'll walk you through my thoughts so you can see how I approach the charts. All right, so for GBP JPY, I'm just drawing out potential price action movement and what I would anticipate. So this one has a similar setup. This one has a setup of what we call that shallow retracement. So you'll see that we have an A boundary, we have a B boundary, and price has only pulled back to the 23.6 at 165.481. And so it has not made a deeper retracement yet. But what I'm anticipating is that we could potentially see a push up to this monthly resistance level, which falls in line with the 118 and the 127. And then we see price break down for a deeper retracement, at least to the 38.2, and then a potential push up to try to finish out the fib sequence, which may be difficult because we have a monthly resistance level at 168.447. And so this opportunity, and my trend lines are likely aggressive here. So I would recommend, because what you want to see is like a bearish reaction through the trend line. And like right now, price is just moving sideways. And so I don't know that I would trust that. But if we do get a push up, I would be looking at potentially, what is that? Almost 400 pips to the downside. If we do get that movement up off of this daily support level, let me see. Yeah, so price has already come through, test this daily support level, but then it couldn't break above this trend line. So, assuming that price does push up, there may be an opportunity for a potential sell. But right now, price is trying to either it's going to go and hit this 118, 127 and then start to break down, or we may have a new high that might be created and, it might hit this target. We see that less often, but it does happen. So I don't want to rule it out all the way. So you really have to just pay attention to price action and what's happening. So it's funny. The next one that I'm looking at is Euro JPY. This is also in the 15-minute. It's funny how like all of these JPY pairs look to be setting up for the similar type of setup, So what I'm looking at here on Euro JPY, this is also in the 15-minute. I've already done the higher time frame markup. And so what we have here is the same thing. We have an A low, a B high, we have a shallow retracement, and then it looks as though price is like, right at this, approaching the 118, 127. And so above that, you have a daily, which is red. That's my red level. You have a daily resistance level. So price could push up to this daily level, which is still less than the matching extension that it should go to. And we can see price break down. So what I'm waiting to see is like a bearish candle through this trend line, a break, and then a backside retest, and then looking for an entry. Now, again, you can trade to the 38.2 safely because price can react at that level. But on this one, trading to the 38.2, assuming that we get price to push up to this 118 level, it may even go higher. But at least in between the 127 and the 118, that's about 200 pips as well. All right, so I'm actually going to walk you through how I mark up a chart, and I'm going to use GBP AUD as my pair of choice. And I'm going to draw out step by step what I do. So the first step is to start off on a higher time frame, right? And on that higher time frame, what you're looking for are high probability areas where price has the potential to reverse. Now, I start off on the monthly. And so you're looking for what's called a swing high. This is a swing high. It's a 5-candle formation where you have a high center candle. You have 2 candles to the left that are lower and 2 candles to the right that are lower. And then you're also looking for swing lows, which is just the inverse. And so you have a low center candle. You got 2 candles to the right that are higher and 2 candles to the left that are higher. So if you look left, you can actually probably easily identify those swing highs and swing lows. And so the reason that we look for these is because they have high probability areas where price has the potential to reverse. Okay. And so one of the benefits of Smart Trader and what allows me to work through charts kind of quickly is the smart support and the smart resistance. And so you go over to your toolbox. It's got the A, B, C, D, and then it's got that arrow, up and down arrow. And you can find easily the support and resistance. Now, I don't draw all of the levels because sometimes, where I'm looking at how I trade, like it'll take months or weeks on this higher time frame for price to reach some of those levels. And so what I do is I go in and I'm trying to find my line. I go in and I mark off my extreme high and my extreme low. So right here on the monthly, we got a high, and then I can't count this long wick, even though this is like a low. I can't count it as a low yet because I don't have that 5 candle formation. And so I've got to go back to when there was a low, and it looks like structurally it was over here. And so I'll pull this down just a little bit. And then to make sure that I kind of use this as a check to make sure that I'm looking at the right thing. And so you'll see that the area I marked off is a support level 2 at 1.61623. And they've actually got a low here. But I know that once price finishes out this month in November, depending on if price goes lower, let me not say I know because I don't. If we get these two monthly candles to be higher than this candle right here, then this will be considered the new low, and this low will be irrelevant. So I'll probably pick this up on a lower time frame, just not right now. All right, so I'm gonna go down to the weekly, and I'm looking for the same thing, right? And so I'm looking for my extreme high and my extreme low. Good Lord. Oh, anybody else got like allergies? Allergies are the worst right now. Okay, so I don't see anything. And if I want to double check it, I'm going to do that right here. So we got this as our monthly low. We do have a support level here. It's an old support level. And actually this is a low center candle. This is 2, 3. So I'm presuming when the market opens tomorrow that this will be considered the new low, and these two support levels will be irrelevant. So I'm going to take that off. I'm going to leave it as is. And then to make sure that I'm not missing any levels of resistance, I'm going to go in, and what we've already chosen, that's the level. So I'm going to take this off, and then I'm going to go down to the daily. And I'm looking for the same thing. I'm looking for levels of resistance and support. And so I see it past high over here. And we are on the daily. So I'm going to turn this red for my daily color. And then I see a level of support, I believe, here. Now, I want to double check this. Yep. So that was a level of support. And then let me check the level of resistance. Yep, so what we already picked, that past high, is counting as a level of resistance. And so I'll also grab this one too. So we'll put that. Cool beans. And so now I'm going to take this off. I'm going to go down to the 4 hour and doing the same thing. I'm looking for levels of support and resistance. And so I see a level of support here. I'm going to turn this gray because that is my 4 hour color. And then I also believe I see a level here as well. So to double check that, hit smart support, and you'll see that the two levels that I chose on this time frame are indeed levels. And then we kind of got a level right here. So a level of resistance. Yep. So that's cool. I'm going to take this off, and then I'm going to back out. I'm going to go back to the monthly. Actually, I'm going to go to the weekly because I can't pick anything up on a fib there. And even on the weekly, I can't pick nothing up on the fib. And the reason I say that because I don't have a low or a high yet, based on where current price is. The only thing that I could look at is to the downside where we are. And it looks like we got an A, we got a B, a shallow retracement. Oh, the same play that I just showed y'all on these other pairs. So look, A, B, we had a shallow less than 38.2 retracement, right? And so price has come back to the 50% fib line, which is also in line with the 4 hour resistance level, and then also a daily resistance level. And so look at this. So I'm trying to draw this out, and I hope I'm getting excited. I don't want to miss the point. So I'm drawing a zone right here, right? I'm drawing a zone. And let me see if it gives me a freehand tool, right? And so this right here was a level of support. And if we keep going left, this was a level of support. Uh-oh, I didn't move something out the way. It was a level of support. And so we know that when price breaks through, it comes back and it tests that area before continuing down. And you'll see here that price, did it hit the D extension? Let me draw a line. I don't know if y'all be watching on the videos. You know, I can't see. My glasses should give it away. They're pretty thick. And so sometimes I be missing on the chart what's happened. Uh-oh, I done messed up. Hold on. Let me see. So what I'm doing right now is I am drawing where the D extension was. And I'm going to hover over it, 1.59072. So I'm going to grab my horizontal line and then I'm going to double click on it. 1.59 and I'm going to put the price in 59072. So it ends exactly where it is. And then I can go down to the lower time frame to see if we hit that level. So what I'm doing now is I'm checking out to see if price hit that D extension, because if it didn't, it didn't. So you'll see if I click on this candle. Let's see if it'll tell me. I probably got to make it bigger. Okay, so it shows me that the low for the day was 1.5915 and the D extension was 1.5907. And so this could still be considered that setup that I was telling you about before. So let me get back to where I was. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place right now. I'm all over the place right now. Was I on a 4 hour? So yeah, price is testing this zone as potential resistance before coming down, potentially coming down, because I can't predict the market. I don't know what's going to happen, right? I can't predict it, but I can use my tools to give me an educated guess as to what's going on. So from here, what we got going on? I got to drop another line, another green line. But I want to make sure I actually hit. I should have hovered over it first. Let me go down to the lower time frame. Bear with me, y'all. Oh, boy. I don't know if it's going to show up. Let me move this so I can see where this D extension is. 1.81054. So I'm going to put this in here, 1.81. All right. So I want to see if price hit it. It looked like it did. I'm looking at it now. Yeah. Look over here. October 13th. Price hit that D extension. And so now we're going to see if we're going to get a breakdown. So either way, like even look on this right here on the 15 minute, you got, so short term on the 15 minute, you got, and I'm just going to draw my trend lines real quick. All right. Bear with me, y'all. So on the 15 minute, there's an opportunity, even if you just looking at it short term. Like I think longer term, just technically that there is a sale opportunity on GBP AUD. But on the short term, I think there's a potential sale opportunity because we have the same setup here. We have a low, we have a B high. We have less than a 23.6 pullback, right? And so price stalled out right at that 118.127. And so what we would anticipate is that price would come back at least to the 38.2 and then potentially go up. But again, we're at a daily level. So price may continue to move down to the downside because it didn't technically hit that D extension to the downside, that extreme low. And so price may continue to move down. But in the immediate future, what I see is a potential sell opportunity. And so this would be depending on where I get a break. So I'm just going to be conservative and bring it back down here. That's at least what, a 300 pip move. We'll call it 300. It says 330, but I'm gonna be conservative. A 300 pip move to the downside on GBP AUD. And so the way that I would enter this is I would wait for a break of the trend line. And so that would look like, we may bounce back up here and test this area again before we start to see a break, right? And then a backside retest of the trend line, and then the continuation to the downside, at least to the 38.2. Now, there's possibility that price could continue down, but I'm just giving you the short-term play. So I see a 300 pip opportunity here. So let me know what you're thinking. I'll have to go and look at the fundamentals. I just did the technicals first, and so I will spend a good portion of my day looking to see what's going on with the news, see if it coincides potentially, with what I'm thinking based on the technicals. So I appreciate you guys for watching. If you are looking for a breakdown like this, or you want to understand how to mark up the charts, make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you learn anything new at all, please go ahead, give the video a thumbs up, and then comment below if you have questions, or you want to express that you support the video, you like it, what you liked about it. You can go ahead and put that in the comments too. So I will see y'all real soon. I hope that you have a very relaxing weekend, and I hope that you get to those charts and mark them up.